Welcome back to part 2 of do-it-yourself bridal makeup. So last week we went over the timeless classic makeup application. This is why we do our eyes first for bridal. A lot of our brides are coming in and wanting to take lessons on how to do the makeup themselves for their big day. So going over this I think is really important, and it can get really overwhelming when you're trying to find help and guidance on the internet. So have no fear, Miss Mac is here. I'm Missy McIntosh. I'm the founder CEO of Miss Mac Clean Cosmetics. I have done thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of bridal makeup. It's been my specialty for decades, and I'm really honored to be able to help guide you to create your timeless classic look for your big day. So if you're just new here, if you're just getting to know Miss Mac or finding how to do your own bridal makeup through Miss Mac, go back and watch step 1, because step 1 is all about the eyeshadow, okay? This week we're gonna go into liner and lashes, because that changes everything. Our mascara is one of our top sellers because it doubles as a gel liner. Not only that, but it's a rice bran wax base, meaning it's very stable. So it's not ugly cry proof like if someone passes away, but for weddings, we have been using this I've been using this for like 6 years. We've had this for 6 years, and this has been the staple in my wedding application. So when we're doing this guy, and it all depends on your personal preference. If you are more of like the no makeup look, you can do this exact same thing, only buffing everything out softer. So even if the look that I have on right now is too much for you, not a problem. All you have to do, make sure that your placement is exactly like this. Take a powder brush and buff your eye out. Okay, that's all you have to do until it's to your depth. It's really important for photography makeup and event makeup, bridal makeup, that we have depth in certain places of the facial features to enhance on photos or video, because if not, it can look flat. Also for the base, we're gonna make sure that that is nice and toned without looking like you're wearing anything, but still does not show red in cameras, because that is the worst, and your photographer will not be happy and will not like you. Yes, so makeup is important, even if you are no makeup wearer. We've had a lot of clients sit in our chair lately that are like, I just want mascara. And I get it, we totally get it. We wanna make sure that you look like you, but for professional applications, there is a reason why there's certain areas in the face that we need to enhance, and why a base of foundation is so important for camera, okay? The way that I design Miss Mac is it's designed to be a professional performing, so we're the creators of sports color cosmetics, because all of our products are pro performing when you're heating up, you're in light, and doing events. Okay. Also, if you're on the field, because sadly, when your pores open up faster, these toxic ingredients get in faster, and it wreaks havoc on your system. So that's why using clean is really important, and using pro for your wedding day, also very important. So yes, that's what my little rant. Okay, back to how to do your own makeup. So going into liner, I'm gonna show you how to tightline, because if you're someone who's like, I don't like liner, or it intimidates me, I don't wanna mess what I just did on my eye up, I get you. So really easy. You're gonna take a liner brush, you're gonna take our mascara, you're gonna grab, you're gonna twist, you're going to apply this to your waterline. My technique is we're gonna apply this as if we're applying mascara. So I'm gonna put this down because I'm gonna grab a mirror. You're gonna go in and you're going to lift your lash and you're gonna stamp into your waterline. So you kind of feel that it's a bit wet. I find dragging the pencil or a liner brush into my waterline is very uncomfortable, but I'm used to putting mascara on. So if we're gonna utilize this as if we're putting mascara on, my eyes aren't gonna flinch, I'm not gonna tickle, I can see right at the base of my lash where I'm applying, and this just gives a really, really, really nice definition to your lash. When you are doing your own makeup, make sure that you have cheap Q-tips from the dollar store. Those are the best because they're not fuzzy. You can go in and twist anything away that you might need. And we're also gonna clean up under here before we move on to the skin, okay? You can even see that. This is why we do our eyes first, because foliage happens, okay? We wanna make sure that we clean this up, and we're not wasting product and we're not wasting time. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna do the same to the other side. So you can see that that just gives a really nice tight line. Okay, it doesn't look like you're wearing liner. Go in, we're gonna grab, we're gonna do the same to the other side. when I do my other side, I hold it more aggressively, pinching between my fingers and stamping into the waterline. And if this happens, if you get it onto your lid, okay, take a clean Q-tip, roll it away before it dries. See? Gone. Oops. Making sure that you do it before it dries, because ours doubles as a gel liner. It will stay there once it dries down. It's not like the traditional one. Excuse me, I just dropped something. It's not like a mainstream one where they say to let it dry and then flake it off. Not ours. With it being a stable rice bran wax base, it will stay. Okay, so you can go in and do your mascara. Okay, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Starting at the base and going up. Mascara is a non-negotiable for wedding makeup. Non-negotiable. Waterproof mascara is the most toxic on the market. So sadly, PFAs, forever chemicals, some still have formaldehyde. It's crazy. A lot of women too come in to sit in our chairs because they are allergic to mainstream mascara. It really bothers their eyes. And so when they get theirs done with ours, they're like, oh my God, I can't even feel it. Which is how I tested Miss Mac in the first place. I tested it on my brides. I tested it on my clients. So if you are a no makeup wearer and you don't want to feel heavy or cakey, welcome. Miss Mac is the place to be. Okay. Like so. So isn't that pretty? Timeless classic. Timeless classic. We're going to do the same to the other side with mascara. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. It's all about that wiggle. Again, if you get it onto your lid, take a clean Q-tip and twist it off before it dries. I find it's really helpful if you have a loose mirror and you look down and then do your wiggle, because that allows space for you to lift your lashes without touching the top of your crease or your lid space. And we do want quite a few coats of mascara. I love it when our mascara is about a month old, like this guy here, because I can get lots of volume without having to apply too many coats. Oops, again, that's why we do the eyes first. Okay. And if you have a clean spoolie at home, you can go through your lashes as well if you have any clumps. And I don't know if I have any ones. Oh, here's one. Like so. So this is an old mascara. We cleaned it. And then you have a brow spoolie and a lash spoolie. Just to comb through. If you get any clumps or if you want to separate them, that's the best way to do it. Take an old mascara and clean the wand. Make sure there's no mascara anywhere else besides your lashes and in your Tightline. Now, bottom lashes are a personal preference. If you have a good retail space or like real estate space of lashes, you can do a tiny bit. If you have very sparse lashes, don't do anything, okay? We don't want one stealing the show. We're just gonna do a nice little tap. If there's a clumpy, take your lash and sort of fan through it. Again, we want all of the action on the top of the lid, because when someone looks directly at you, their eye is naturally drawn to what is underneath the heaviest part of your makeup application. I always like to say, like, think of like the 80s liner, right? That's why we want all of it to be on the top, nice and light. Okay, so this is an eye for really easy, no makeup wear. Tightline, you can see how I did that. I added mascara, okay? Now, if you are more of a glam girly and you want to do lashes and a bit more liner, this next part is for you, okay? So I would recommend not doing your mascara yet. It's gonna make your life so much easier. I'm gonna go over top of this and I'm gonna add a lash. Lashes change everything. Usually in our makeup applications, like we include it because unless you tell us that you don't want a lash, you're getting a lash. It changes everything for pictures. We have our I Do lashes. So it actually comes in a little case like this. We have it in a pro pack for us when we're doing applications. These are our ones that we use all the time. And we name them I do's, like eye is an eyeball, because we use them for weddings. We thought it was a cool play on words. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more mascara liner to the top. When we're doing lashes, we wanna make sure that we have a runway on the top of our lash, so that way the lash can stick to it and you don't have a weird gap. Yes, it's a huge trend to have lashes underneath. Have I tried that? No, I'm an old school makeup artist that still likes the look of lashes on the top. I find that it can cut the eye off when they're coming in from the bottom because the band curves into your pupil and up and can close the eye off. I still like it when the lash is on the top of the lash line because it lifts and it lifts the eye up. This is my personal preference. If you have found do-it-yourself lashes that go underneath and you love the look of it, great, that's awesome. Do exactly what I just did and then apply your lashes, or if you are one that has lash extensions, I apologize because it is really hard to get shadow foliage off of it. I actually prefer my clients not to have false lashes or lash extensions in my chair because they're really hard to work around, okay? If you're doing the do-it-yourself lashes, do it after your makeup application, okay? Do it after your eyes are done, put them on. I don't know if you need mascara or not with them. Ours, you do not. We recommend doing your mascara first and then your lashes go on last. It's like the last accessory to your eyes. Okay, liner. We're gonna go in, we're gonna grab more liner with our mascara. We're gonna twist it. We're gonna apply. Okay, having a mirror, tilt your chin back. Starting where our iris is at the tip of the brush, we're going to stamp onto the top. Okay, this is where it's way easier to do it when you don't have mascara on, but here we are. Oink. So stamping, stopping at your last lash, we're going to lightly flick that out and up and then come back down. Okay, don't follow the fold of your skin. Okay, really important. We want to think that we're lifting. So going and doing a baseline, stopping at your last lash, thickening that part up from the top with a little flick. And now with the brush, the tip is into your lashes. We're gonna connect this down in little swipes, okay? We're not one dragging. We're not going from the inside, working our way out. We work in little glides, connecting it in. Okay, this is where practice really is gonna be important before your big day if you're doing your makeup yourself, so you can feel confident. And honestly, it's a skill that's gonna last you a lifetime. So that's why it's actually a great investment of learning this skill so you have that confidence to navigate your bag no matter what. And then when you go on your honeymoon, you can be like, yeah, I can do my makeup. Or family photos or anything like that. It is such a nice treat though to get your makeup done professionally, I have to say. And honestly, at the end of the day, it actually works out to be cheaper because by the time you buy everything, you're gonna be spending about $600 on product. When you might spend that less if you're just getting makeup done for your big day. However, the nice thing when you're doing it yourself is that you have these products that will last you forever. Okay, so see that? See the difference that made? Just by a little bit of definition onto the top, it really accentuated my eye. It really brought that out in pictures. This makes all the difference. So same to the other side. I'm gonna hold this like a chopstick. Now, on my left side, I always struggle. I do this for a living and I still struggle with my left side. So I'm gonna start my last lash. I'm gonna do a little flick up. And then using the tip of the brush, I'm gonna kind of stamp it into my lash line, take a little bit of product, and then drag it into my lashes. And then using the side of the brush to stamp. So the key when you're stamping is you want that tip of the brush, see how it's down into my lash? Not up, down, okay? So that first touch point is into the lashes, and then it connects the line using the brush, the angle of the brush. Okay, and then connecting in. Little steps. This is where you still want to hold your breath. I still hold my breath at this part when I do makeup on myself or on a client. We want the thickest part to be on the outside. We do not want to create, again, a rainbow liner. A rainbow liner, again, is where it's thickest at the top, thinnest and thinnest. Okay, that's going to droop the eye. We want the thickest to be on the outside and then thin it out into that inner part of the corner. If you're struggling and if you have a little dot on the top, here's a trick. Take a clean Q-tip, right on that highest point, twist it down into the lash, and it goes away. So easy, okay? Twist it down, just that little spot. See how it changed the shape of my liner? So fast. Q-tips from the dollar store are your best friend in your makeup bag. So we're gonna make sure this is even. When you're using our mascara as a liner, we want to deposit the pigment. So if it starts to go patchy, just apply more product over top until it is nice and opaque. I like to use the tip of the brush quite a bit, so I have a lot of control of my application, and I'm just sort of stamping and depositing the pigment where I need it to be. Okay, making sure they're even. So good idea to have a mirror here and then a close mirror as well. Because sometimes when you're close up and you look far away, it looks totally different. Now we'll do some lashes. So make sure you put your mascara back on. We're gonna grab some lashes. Okay, when you take these off, don't just grab one end and pull. You're gonna have the lashes floating away from you. Okay, so if the angle is going like this, we're gonna use our thumb and we're gonna roll this off the band. Grab the center and pull off once it's loose. That keeps the integrity of your band. Now you can see there's quite a bit of glue on these sides. So we want to make sure that we're going to take that off. So we're going to grab it and we're going to remove this glue. Our lashes will last you up to 30 times. Do not put mascara on them after you're done. Okay, mascara goes on first. Important to have mascara because if the light hits through your lashes and you do not have that base of mascara, you're gonna see the separation. Okay. With little scissors, we're going to cut that little piece of plastic that's on the end. We're going to cut that little piece that's on the inner corner. Now we have to measure this guy. We have a lash tool that is a game changer. I have a full 7-minute video that deep dives into how to do this. So I would recommend going and following it as well. But we're going to take the smile, lining it up with the smile of the lash, okay? Flip the tip. So this is your duck hand. It grabs the tool. The mismatch is pointed down. Okay, it grabs the tool, sings to the sky. Okay, it's a flick of the wrist, a bend and snap. We're going to line this up because we're going to have to measure it, lining up where the lash of the inner corner is just inside your natural lash. You don't want to go all the way down because it's going to be really uncomfortable. Okay, we want to make sure that we see a little bit of our natural lash in the inner corner. We're just going to hug this in the center. We're going to look to see how many clusters are on that last part that's going past your last lash. That's how many we cut. For myself, I know I'm 3. Now you can also cut these in half and do a half lash. It's way easier. I'm gonna do a full lash though today because that's usually what we do for bridal. So you're always cutting from the outside. You're cutting the 3 little clusters there. Like so. When in doubt, you can manhandle this, okay? You can really grip it. You're gonna hold, you're gonna clasp, you're gonna come down, okay? Next important step, we're going to paint the base of the lash. Very, very important. Because you can see here, you can see the white part of the plastic, that shows up in photos. Very important that this part is done. You can pre-do this. You're gonna grab your mascara, your liner. I'm actually gonna hold it. I like holding it with my hands. And we're going to stamp this into the top part of the base of the lash, over that plastic. Your photographer is going to so appreciate you doing this. It makes your lashes look seamless. Now, if you have a lash that one isn't Miss Mac and it already has a black band, you don't need to do this. We do. Okay. So I'm kind of like pushing it and stamping it into those little nooks and crannies so it's nice and opaque. Once you do this once, you don't have to do it again. Okay, like so. We're gonna caterpillar it, so we're gonna hold the two edges. We're gonna loosen just the center corner, or sorry, the center inner portion there, and go back and forth. That creates that curvature back to the band. We're gonna grasp. Okay, so that curvature is still in the band, and we're gonna take our glue. So we use the Green Duo. The Green Duo is non-toxic. You can get it at all pharmacies. We're making sure that PharmaSave, especially in Salmon Arm, brings it in and keeps it there. But it is only 4 ingredients. There's no latex. And you really don't need to let it dwell down. I still kind of let it dwell down so it gets a little bit extra tacky. Don't blow. Shake. Okay. So I just applied it onto that plastic part of the band. Okay. I'm not going into the lashes. It's just nicely a good, it's not too thin, not too thick. You can see that there. Duck hand. Grabbing. Flipping. Chin up, and so chin up, eyes looking down. If it's too curved, I'm just gonna kind of straighten it because mine aren't that curvy. Like so. We're coming down, we're lining it up, and we're going into the center portion of the lash, okay? And we're holding for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are releasing. We're grabbing the tip of the inner corner with the tip of the tool, and we're hugging this down. See how I'm pushing this down into the lash? I can see my liner above the band. That is your guide. Hold for 5. Grab the outside, do the same, push it in. 5, like so. And then you can take it and you can squeeze the base if you need to. And voila. Lashes really do change everything when it comes to bridal makeup. So you can see how we turn that to, one, we went from a really light day look, like a light makeup look, to we added liner, to now we're adding a lash. So 3 different looks, and it's kind of the exact same steps. We're just adding different steps to create different outcomes of our makeup application. These are still going to stand the test of time, but you are in control of how you want your makeup, okay? If you are a no makeup wearer, a lash might be too much. If you're a glam girl like myself or Katie or Ange, this might just be perfect for you, okay? Timeless classic. This is actually still how I did my makeup 17 years ago. So now what we did to the other side, we need to do exactly the same. We're going to paint the top of that. Of the band. Like I say, once you do this once, you don't have to do it again, but it's really important. Even if I've had professional makeup artists who just got out of school not know this trick, and it really does show up in pictures. So the Timeless Classic bridal look is when she's looking down and you get a beautiful side shot or like a looking down shot of the eyes, and you have that beautiful highlight, darker on the outside, and a lash and a liner. But if you can see those little plastic pieces of the lash, it just brings it down. So this way, it seamlessly blends in. Or your photographer has to edit it and she's not gonna be, or he's not gonna be happy. So just those little attention to details. As we all know, that planning a wedding is all about the details. They always say, do it yourself sounds easy, but do it yourself is actually harder. Okay, so we're gonna kind of caterpillar it. We're gonna grip the center. Don't be afraid to like really grip these. We're gonna take our tool, making sure that the smiling is smiling up to the sky, the lashes are smiling up to the sky, and we clamp the center. I'm gonna hold this quite tight. I'm gonna grab my glue, and I'm gonna paint the bottom of the band. Good idea to keep this glue in your touch-up bag, just in case, because sometimes the inner corner with tears will pop up. And I'm gonna shake. Don't blow. Duck hand sings, so the duck hand still sings up to the top. Lining this up. So I like to line up the last lash is when I'm looking at this, but I'm connecting in the center and holding for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm releasing. That's okay if the outside doesn't stick yet. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna hold the inner corner and hold for 5 into my inner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm almost like clamping it in with my inner corner of my lash. Now, grabbing this middle part of the lash with the tip of my tool, and I'm manipulating it down into the base of my lash and holding for 5. Do not touch the tip of the tool to the base of your lash. You are going to get really mad because it's going to stick, it's going to pull your lash off. So